like personally, and I don't know what it is. I think I don't know how to put it into words, but every time I meet like different men, they always be talking to me about like working, and I know the importance on working a job. You know what I'm saying? I know the whole point of having a job and providing for yourself. Like even right now, I just put time aside for me to be able to rest my mind so I can try to heal and so I can be able to keep going throughout the year. But every time when I'm meeting with different men, they come talking to me, talking about some I need to, like just keep working and keep grinding. And I don't know what it is and what most men, I don't know, like I think maybe just being programmed into believing that's how we supposed to be maneuvering out here. But me being set apart, even as a man of God, and from my experiences on all the things that I've seen, the positive things that it's done in my life from me setting time aside for me to be able to rest and process my emotions. If I did not set time aside for me to be able to process my thoughts, emotions, and my feelings, I would not be able to give wisdom. I would not be able to give knowledge. I would not be able to be useful and learn the things and know the things that I know now. But when I'm coming across other men, they have the mindset though, you got to be constantly grinding. When I didn't have a job at the time and I was just stuck in my mom crib in the basement, I used that time for me to be able to rest so that whenever it came that time for me to work a job or whatever, or to start putting things in motion, my body is ready. My mind is ready. You know what I'm saying? But you can't just work 24/7, 365 days out of the year, and you never set time for yourself to sit down and really try to heal. You know what I'm saying? That's not conducive for your prosperity. Everybody need time to be able to sit down and rest, man. And it's like I don't know what it is. You feel me? Like I don't know. That's why I say like maybe y'all got the answer because I don't got it. And I get looked down on it when I talk about it. I don't know what it is. Maybe y'all got the answer for it because I don't know the answer to it, bro. I don't. And it's like I can't even really give a percentage. The percentage is really crazy. But that also tells me too, me being a person where I do believe God is calling me to be an intercessor and prayer warrior. It's a lot of men that need prayer in this area. And it's not to condemn nobody, but it's just to let y'all know, man, that you deserve, like you need rest. If it's a way that you can try to formulate a plan, find a way to formulate a plan for you to be able to rest. That's how I'm able to come up with plans in my mind. That's how I'm able to come up with stuff. But if you always in fight or flight mode and you just I need to pay bills and rent. You don't really have time for yourself. You're not setting out time for you to process your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Like, how can you be of service to anybody in society? I mean, you pretty much on autopilot. You know what I'm saying? You working to die. You feel me? Like you're a workless zombie. I know the value of money. I know the value of working hard. I don't know why people think like, but this is the thing though, and I'm gonna say this as a man of God. I tell you what, you can work in vain. You can work hard in vain. You can work hard as you want. Work hard in vain though, because guess what? If God don't want you to have it, you ain't gonna have it. So I don't mind people telling even me to work hard, because even it be some people that may try to come at me, and they see the situation I'm in right now, like, and I still been working. You feel me? Like right now, I just set time aside for me to be on vacation, and then I'm gonna go back in. Continue to keep pushing. So I don't want people try to come at me with that because it makes it seem like oh well, he don't want it hard enough. I don't like people coming at me like that because you don't know what I want hard enough. It's just like people just looking from the outside appearance and they start making prejudgments. You don't know how hard my work ethic is, but they only seeing from the outside lens. You know what I'm saying? And it's just sad, man. Like it really is with so many men, and it's like a lot of us need prayer. That's why I say I'm not condemning nobody, but a lot of us need prayer in this area because that's sad that people don't really know how to sit down and just you know be able to process their feelings, man. Because if you are in a relationship with people, they can see this stuff. They know that you aren't emotionally there. You know what I'm saying? You have to set time aside for yourself to be able to process your thoughts and your feelings and emotions. Because when you in a relationship with people, like you about ready to lash out on people. You got like either so much pent up aggression that you've never dealt with, so much anger or whatever. Like you never set time outside for yourself to, feel yourself and like, to grieve. And it's okay to feel as a man. It's okay to feel. And that's why like most of the time too, I kind of maneuver the way that I do. You know what I'm saying? I love everybody, but when it comes to like the emotional intelligence part of it all, and people just like kind of numb, it says bad company corrupts good morals. So when you got certain people like that around you and they just numb, you feel me? They can put that on you. You feel me? When you be surrounded by people that's just how they are, you feel me? Then it's like that's how you start operating because you hanging around these people, you know? So y'all gotta watch who y'all be hanging around when it comes to people that is emotionally unavailable. Cause that stuff will damage your relationships. It'll push people away. You know what I'm saying? But that's pretty much all I really wanted to say. And it's like I say, it's more prevalent within the men than the women. I don't know. Like I didn't talk to a lot of women. I didn't talk to a lot of men. You know what I'm saying? Just friends and whatever. And we'll be having certain discussions, and it's like, with men, it's just like, I don't know. All men know is just like working. A lot of men don't really know nothing about really sitting down, you know what I'm saying, and making time for themselves. And it's sad, but you know, it's sad, man. That's why I say definitely got to be praying. Definitely got to be praying. So I'm gonna say it like it is. Whatever goal that you looking to achieve, if you don't make time for yourself, if you don't try to make time for yourself to ever sit down and heal, you ain't gonna never probably reach the goal anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because you so burnt out. And that's why I say too, like when it comes to the people that you got around you, if it's anybody that's putting heavy burdens on you, remove these people by any means or do whatever you can so that you can set a time aside for yourself to be able to rest. If it's anybody in your way that's getting in the way of you resting, move them out the way if you can. You feel me? Because that's the most way we could be more efficient as men. But the moment that you remove that out the way, you might as well be a workless zombie at that point. Might as well. That's why I know the things that I do. I don't I don't just come up with ideas when I'm at the top of my game, right? I don't just come up with ideas when I have all this energy. I also come up with these ideas when I'm in a resting state. But when you always in fight or flight mode, how can you even come up with good ideas, man? I want to know. Because that's not healthy. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much all I had to say in this video. I mean, this live. I would like to know the answer if y'all had an answer to it. Why are a lot of men emotionally unavailable? Give me the answer to it if you know the answer. Because it's extremely sad. And I don't care. I'm just pointing it out. Gotta have that there. We can't just seclude that out the way, you know. And that's why I say I don't care if I'm just one person, I'm never gonna come in an agreement with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't like when men come around me and it's like they numbing themselves, because you have to understand, as God has created you in his likeness and image, you matter too. Your emotions matter too. Your feelings matter too. I'm not saying always be crying and stuff like that, but at least create more time and have more mercy on yourself. I mean, the amount of men I know that run themselves into the ground is crazy, dude. I see so many men run themselves directly to the ground, whether they working out, whether they grinding to get money. They don't have no type of mercy or grace with themselves, and it's so sad to see. You feel me? And then you get in a relationship with people, or you talking to a woman, and then that's how you operate. You carrying it into the relationship. That's why I try to have God in my life, because like you gonna put that on your woman, whoever you dealing with. Oh well, I gotta make sure the bills pay. I got working every day, which you do, but you also gotta find time to rest, and that's on you to find out how to do. And that's, I don't know. It's like it's a pride thing. That's why I really don't be caring. Like I don't care if people even talk about me. Like, yeah, well, if you rest, then you might as well just stay. You gonna stay broke because you ain't got a strong enough work ethic. Tell you that's not what it is, man. I'm one of the hardest people. Like for everything that I done posted on this channel, or whatever I got to say or produce or put out, even if whatever I'm doing, I come up with some of that stuff. I'm resting when I'm in a resting mind frame. I don't come up with that stuff when I'm in fight or flight mode 24/7. That's all I'm saying. More men need to be able to sit down, because we don't have to always be doing stuff all the time. Even I don't. That's why even I don't even try to be on this YouTube, that stuff like that as much, because I can acknowledge and I can say it. And I don't have a problem telling people. I'm not gonna people please. Like when it come to me resting, if I need time to lay down or if I need time to rest from my mind, because this is the thing. If I end up in a hospital, or if a man end up in a hospital today, it don't matter about none of his work ethic. That's why I say understand how much God really cares for you. We could do all this other stuff, but the moment you make stuff an idol, it says it's a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. When we working so hard, man, we putting all this pressure on ourselves. Make a way where you could be able to really rest, because you matter. You feel me? It matters to be able to rest, because God says so. Not because a woman says so, not because your mama says so, not because your friend says so, because God wants you to be able to rest, because He the one that cares for you. And this the reason why the world, that's like, when I hear like really about the thing, man, I think that's the majority of the world that be coming out of people when they always talking about grinding. You need to do this and that. I don't really never hear grace come out of people's mouth when they talking. You feel me? It's all about, accomplishments and what they need to do out of their own strength. I never hear nothing from nobody talking about they ever leaning on God's faith or His strength. It's all about what they need to do. You feel? Like it ain't gonna never, like you always gonna be tired then, cause you lean on your own strength then. That's why people be burnt out now, cause they be leaning on their own strength. Like me, like I put time aside for me to be able to rest. And I think some people like don't like when I do that. I don't care. You feel me? Like in this life too, and ain't nobody gonna tell you. You got to do what you got to keep moving. I do this for myself so I can keep moving. Like even if you work in a job and it's something that you don't want to do, you know what I'm saying? Cause this was some people would tell you, right? And I was just telling this to a 19-year-old kid. I mean, I ain't gonna say a kid, but it's a 19-year-old, that I was working on the side of just recently. And I was telling him, you feel me, don't work at this job, you feel me, for too long, because I didn't want him to settle. And I think that's the thing too, when you around certain people, you feel me, they can only give you what they do got. If they don't got it, then they ain't got nothing to give you. But that's why I say these things, man. Just because people just will run themselves into the ground. And since I got the wisdom enough, I figure, why not? I might as well. I might as well tell people that. But that's important, though. I'm not going to say it's important, but it's important. It literally says, it said that Jesus went to the mountain to pray. You feel me? I say that he went to the mountain to pray. You ever had like a woman like tell you, like, or your wife or your kids telling you, if you got like a a wife or kid, like to get off your phone and spend time with them. Yeah, man. Like it's just something I think that gotta be like realistically like just preyed upon. Cause I don't think that a lot of men mean to do it, but it's just something that I think that a lot of us have been conditioned to believe that that's how we supposed to operate. But if we want to be out here walking in, authority and, kingship or, you know, just walking in confidence, man. Like everything matters. Even when we rest and we sit down. Like when people see me, like what I'm saying, they think I'm not even doing nothing. I could be sitting down. I could be sitting down, laying down. So when people think I'm not doing it because I'm not moving, and it's like I hate that because you don't know really what I'm thinking. It's like people try to read me so well, but that's because people just the outer appearance. I could come up with ideas if people just leave me alone. You feel me? I don't need to be always moving all the time for me to come up with stuff. I could make money just out of my hand, but it's like, you know, I don't have to be always moving all the time. Like I don't know why people think that, like specifically with me. But yeah, I'm gonna try to make that trendy. I'm gonna make that trendy, man. For real. I gotta make that trendy. Because check this out too. So the men, cause look, I applaud people for like hard work. That's why I say like I try to work. I try to do whatever I can. Like I get on buses. You know what I'm saying, all that. Like what I'm saying. That's why I don't really like when people try to look at me like hard work. This like I'm like, bro, you don't know what kind of stuff I be doing or what I done did or what obstacles I done overcame by myself. You feel me? And some people that try to discredit your efforts or whatever, and it really don't matter to me because this the thing, and this is what I'm learning, God, which is the best part. It don't matter what people try to discredit because God knows all and he gonna vindicate you for anybody that feels like they know you or gonna prejudge you. You can judge all you want to. That's on you. That's not my fault. I mean, go ahead. But I'm just getting to the point. I don't feel like I gotta prove nothing to nobody. If that's what you want to believe whatever you want to. And God will show it to you or whatever. But like that's something that a lot of people will think about me just because like I'm not, you know, um, like it may be sometimes like I want to go outside or whatever. I had like maybe like a week or maybe like 3 days, like I haven't got up or whatever. Like I think it takes a lot for somebody to say I'm not okay and I'm trying to heal and stuff like that. Like I had to be forced. I had to, be comfortable with being transparent in the most ugliest. Don't nobody want to be vulnerable and don't nobody want to be transparent in their vulnerabilities in front of other people. But on the side of me, I went through it a lot, so I think it's more comfortable for me because it happened a lot to me already. I kind of was forced into it. Whether what I'm saying, I had on like not always the best clothes. You know what I'm saying. Sometimes I was just kind of put in situations like that anyway, so I didn't really have a choice anyway, but to make out of what I had. You know what I'm saying. But some people they don't, no. I think it just comes to a point like, you know, that's what I say. But that's neither here nor there. And yeah, man, just just praying for a lot of people because I know we don't fight against flesh and blood and stuff like that, but people just can't see, you know, that even God really do love him and what he really want for us, his true plan, you know. I mean, people literally running themselves into the ground like every day. Like But anyway, man, I'm out of here. God bless y'all. Thank y'all for viewing. Stay tuned for the next video, man.